I am Elise Meier. I am a junior student at WLC, Wisconsin Lutheran College. I am studying Spanish and anthropology with an emphasis in cultural anthropology. So basically, I am learning how to speak Spanish fluently, and my cultural anthropology degree means that I just get to learn about people and study all the stories and history and tradition of indigenous people from all over the world. This program is a global organization that really focuses on sustainability and ownership for the people in the community that they're helping and ministering to. So if a Native leader is bringing a water source to the remote village that he's part of, with that there are little lessons that he will be teaching along with this water program that are biblical. They start with biblical principles that are really easy for anybody to understand, like being nice to your neighbor or taking care of your body, hygiene. Those seem really obvious to us as Americans, but that's just not how some of other parts of the world function. So with that, all these lessons of health are partnered with a gospel message and how Jesus taught it or how we find it in the Bible. The beginning of this project for me was a class that I took with Dr. Palter in this spring semester of 2022. I knew that I wanted to travel and I was willing to do it for the gospel, and so now I was here in class to learn how to do research. As Dr. Palter walked me through the process of an IRB proposal and doing background research to get to know where you're going and what the research is going to be all about, but having numbers to back up the ministry is super helpful for making positive changes and for advancing whatever program we're working on. Dr. Palter and I went through the options that was available to me to research, and we decided to study community health evangelism in Guatemala. In my class, Dr. Palter helped me to create an interview and questionnaire that we were to be using for our research in Guatemala. So we had our goals for what we were trying to research, which was the relationship between faith and health. So our interview and questionnaire was to measure those two things so that we could turn that into data for the program that we were there for. My partner's name was Abby. So Abby and I, we went into the homes of remote villages, and in every home that we got to visit, we sat down with the head of the household and we went through our interview. So that was quantitative data. But the other person, either Abby or I, whoever wasn't doing the interview, was taking notes on things that we observed or things that we noticed. For example, we went to a home and we weren't allowed to go inside because the husband was passed out. Come to find out from conversation, he was passed out drunk. There's no place on our questionnaire that we could note that, so the person who's taking notes and making observations got to write that down. And that's really significant data for our research, so we were able to include that. After we returned, Dr. Palter helped my partner Abby and I go through putting all of our data and our qualitative notes into quantitative data with a coding process and just working together on combining notes and remembering stories and figuring out what all the details that we wrote down meant. So now Dr. Palter is working on a paper that will be published coming up pretty soon, where we get to share all the data and information that we collected. I feel really blessed that I got to be part of such a cool program. I got to see it from start to finish. This was like a year-long project. I have a lot more respect for research and researchers, but now I kind of know what it's like to put in all the work to make that happen and make that possible. The Meros Center offered me the opportunity to be part of research, but even more than that, I got to travel the world, make lifelong friendships, and I got to see the grace of God all over the world, and that's something that I will treasure forever.